Happy New Year and welcome to a new video series we're calling OTel in a Minute. Bite-sized videos with actionable OpenTelemetry information you can use in less than a minute, or thereabouts. If you've ever worked with the OpenTelemetry collector, you've probably had questions about the telemetry data coming in and out, like, is data even being received by the collector? If so, how is the telemetry, the logs, the metrics, the traces, even being populated? For example, what are the actual attributes or resource attributes? What are their fields and values? If I have processes in my pipelines to transform, enrich, or optimize my telemetry, how do I know if they're even working? Maybe you've sent your telemetry to the debug exporter in the terminal to take a look at. But this can be unwieldy and by definition only tells you what's coming out of a pipeline, not what's going in or at various stages of processing along the way. In this first video, we're going to take a look at the remote tap processor, a processor you can position in any place in your OpenTelemetry collector pipelines that provides you with a convenient sample of the telemetry flowing through it. This process is part of the contrib repo on GitHub. In our case, we're going to run actually two remote tap processors, with one at the start and one at the end of our pipelines. Here's our collector configuration. You can see two processors defined, one exposing a WebSocket on port 12001, the default, the start of our pipeline, and one on 12002 for the end of our pipeline. And you can see these processors positioned at the start and the end of our logs and traces pipelines, respectively. We're running our OpenTelemetry collector in a Docker container here, using this configuration on our local host, and making sure we expose those two ports in the container. We're using a handy utility called OTelGen to source our telemetry, and another utility called WebSocket to run a WebSocket client to receive the sample telemetry stream in our terminal. Taking a look at the data coming into our logs pipeline, we've piped it to JQ to help read the JSON better, and we can now clearly see the attributes that are being populated. In our configuration, we also had a couple of processes to optimize our logs, one to filter out low severity logs and one to deduplicate them respectively. We can see the logs coming at the start of the pipeline here on the left and at the end of the pipeline on the right. And by grepping for the severity text, we see that we're not getting any low severity logs coming out of the pipeline as we'd expect. The deduplication processor actually adds an attribute to our logs with the number of logs deduplicated. We can see that attributed is being added successfully on the outbound of our pipeline, and we're not getting much in the way of deduplication for this particular log stream. Well, that's today's OTel in a minute. For more information and step-by-step instructions, visit our blog at controltheory.com. Speak to you next time.